I want to start with a little story about a young man by the name of Abdullahi Jama. He was 16 years old and he lived in Bohodla city. He always wanted to study at Hout Secondary School. He had a dream of having access to a computer and perhaps one day open up his Facebook account. Unfortunately, Abdul was killed by a lethal bullet that hit him in his private parts. That day, the enemy fire also obliterated his beloved village. Over the past year, ladies and gentlemen, hundreds of people were massacred and murdered in Sol, Sanag, and Ain. These people never crossed any border to attack anyone else. Ladies and gentlemen, they were killed right in their own homes. Kalshale, Meigagle, Sol Jokto, Hagogane, As'anod, Hudun, Yagori, Og, Boame, and more. Lest we forget all those who died for the Union. Since 1991, after the collapse of the central government, the elders of SCC have been talked and deceived into being part of other administrations. We are neighbors, we are brothers, we can build this together. They have been let down many times. The favor has been returned to them by way of tribal manipulations and military invasions, some of which still stand today. Ladies and gentlemen, you may remember the young girl by the name of Khatumo, who was brutally raped and murdered just a few weeks ago in the city of Hutun. Bullying armies are moving in and threatening new neighborhoods every day. Please join me and take a minute of silence and make dua and fatiha for all those people who died for Khatumo state. Thank you. As we celebrate the anniversary of our newfound identity, democracy, the people of SCC have 13 grads and 30 aqils, along with dozens of intellectuals, women's groups, and members of civil society, have chosen a new path forward, declaring Khatumo state as the people's choice. I want to start by thanking our military men, the boys of Kalshale, and the famous Bohole brigades. And where would we be without Guta Coed? Our women, without whose bravery and leadership we would not be here tonight. This is not just your regular speech, it's a call for action. An action for all Khatumo youth around the world to organize and create peacefully how to work with their elders in order to lift our people out of poverty and hopelessness. Who are you waiting for? Nobody's going to come to your town and distribute United Nations food. No one else is going to come to your town and work and establish business and economic opportunities for your people. See, leadership is not about keeping investment dollars in other regions or even countries while your people die on the roads on the back of a camel as they seek medical help. As they say, if you don't plan, someone else is going to plan for you. From establishing health and banking services, construction companies, livestock, trading, and telecommunications. The people of Khatumo are tired of military operations from the north and travel restrictions from the south. The time has come for you to untangle yourself and aim high. The problem why most people fail in life is not that they aim too high and miss. The problem why most people fail in life is that they aim too low and hit. Think different this time. See, the airport of Taleh and Bohole could use a little bit of your business, all of you, today. Without any foreign aid, You have done in 9 months what other administrations could not do in 9 years. Is there, okay, is there any doubt that you are the ones you have been waiting for? Knowing that you're just against something is not going to get anywhere. We understand Khatumo is not perfect. We understand that it hasn't established its constitution fully yet. However, like any other new democracy, it's the least worst system that you have. Too much chatter in the coffee shops and internet chat lines, uttering mere condemnations is the work of the lazy. See, God, Allah will not judge you on the number of things that you destroy. Rather, God will judge you on the number of things that you build up. From water projects and student scholarships to opening up the skyways of the SCC region, Khatumo has already arrived. It is here, and it will be there for future generations. After all, you can't put the toothpaste back into the tube. Students across Khatumo landscape can learn their Drawish history as told to them by their own historians. Young pregnant mothers who need medical help in Taleh and Buhodle can immediately be transported right from their own airports today. And know that Khatumo State has been legally recognized from the Somali federal government and the United Nations. Finally, our seniors can proudly proclaim and say that we are not from Somaliland, we are not from Puntland, we are not from a disputed land, we are from the promised land of Khatumo State of Somalia. There may be a few among us who are not so sure about Khatumo's accomplishments. There are people who may try to divide you along tribal lines of Farah, Mahmoud, Bahar Nugaled, Gaboye, Fiqishini, or Kaski Qabe. Just hit the delete button. Okay? See, let's imagine for a moment the absence of Khatumo. There is no Khatumo, for example, for a moment. Can you tell me who you are? See, you're left with your tribal affiliations, and that is not going to get you anywhere in the world stage and the economic and political negotiations. Khatumo is not against any particular group of people or administration. It doesn't go out and invade other people. It seeks peace. It's advocating for peaceful stay of its own God-given land. Is that too much to ask? It's advocating for better health, education, employment opportunities, and peaceful coexistence with all the administrations on the peripheries. See, any identity other than Khatumo is a trip backwards. Let's never move backwards to a disputed land. Together we can move forward to the blessed land and promised land of Khatumo State. I ask the people of SCC and Khatumo folks all over the world, who are you waiting for? The choice is clear, ladies and gentlemen. You are the ones you have been waiting for. God bless Khatumo State of Somalia. Thank you very much.
barkadeeda qaatumo bulshayahay dhammaantiin barbarinaad
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In reer galbeedku ay dowlad reer galbeed tahay Soomaalidu maadaama iyagu ay lacagta badan bixiyaan in iyadu aynu aad ugu tirsanahay. Marka anigu 5 daqiiqo ayaan waxaan la hadlayaa reer galbeedka. Waad iga raali ahaanaysaa. I want to start by thanking the President of Awdal State, Justice Rashid Awlo. I want to thank his delegation for making such a very long trip just to be here with us tonight. I want to thank all the other dignitaries who came here tonight. And finally, I want to thank the organizers of this particular event representing Khatumo, Awdal, and Makhir in Toronto. Let me begin with a statement from our Canadian national anthem. They say that in North America, Canada is the true North, strong and free. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in northern Somalia, Awdal State, Khatumo State, and Makhir states are the true North, strong and free. Tonight, my dear friends, there is a new breeze of freedom and liberty in northern Somalia. After many years of civil war, hunger and hopelessness, suffering and oppression, there is a renewed sense of hope and belief in the sovereignty and unity of our country. In 1956, under the famous Gol Khatumo tree, gathered communities of Khatumo, Awdal, and Makhir united under the United Somali Party known as USP. Their wisdom and collaboration in bringing the North and the South of Somalia laid down the foundations for a united Somali Republic. Almost 60 years later, ladies and gentlemen, we have an opportunity to become that catalyst again, the tie that binds together a true and unified Somali federation. See, in the history of Somalia, some would say that the British government said that Somaliland was once a country. Ladies and gentlemen, the same British also said that Makhir State was once a kingdom, that Khatumo State was once a dervish state, and Awdal State was once an empire. Whether you prefer a country over an empire or a kingdom over a dervish state is not the issue before us today. The issue before us tonight is the new reality unfolding today and yesterday. But this gathering is not a blind support to our federal government. Khatumo, Awdal, and Makhir communities demand that the federal constitution be upheld with utmost conviction and honor. The Somali parliament and its members have to represent the aspirations of their constituents. Currently, the young girls and boys of Khatumo, Awdal, and Makhir do not feel that their voices are heard. Some folks in Somaliland believe that people from Sol, Sanag, and Ain were part of the Siad Barre regime that committed crimes against folks in Somaliland. The very same folks in Somaliland believe that if Khatumo community and Awdal community and Makhir joined Somaliland, perhaps there might have been a recognition. That is a fallacy. The problem with this logic is that when you identify the same communities to be both your problem as well as your solution to your troubles of recognition, then you are sure to hit a dead end, as is the case today. Unfortunately, over the past decade, thousands of people from Khatumo, Awdal, and Makhir have been killed, simply because they believed in the unity of their country. These mass murderers, daylight shootings of civilians, and military occupations by administrations in the north has been enabled by the international community. The UN aid agencies, such as the UNDP, the European Union, especially the British government, the World Bank, and others alike, have been giving aid and money used to kill and oppress innocent civilians in Khatumo, Awdal, and Makhir. Khatumo, Awdal, and Makhir states are aware of the willful blindness of our federal government and the international community. We are asking the international community to respect its commitments to empower grassroots democratic movements and support legitimate leaderships like Khatumo, Awdal, and Makhir. See, in the American Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln said in his famous Gettysburg Address that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. Khatumo and Awdal will never forget the heroes who have paid the ultimate price in defending the Somali Union. From Kalshale, Sayla, Hudun, and Makhir. Abdul, Jama, and Umar Tayyib did not have to die for loving their blue flag. Mr. President, I have a question for you. What color is your flag? Mr. President Hassan Sheikh, my president, will you stand up for the union of a united Somalia? Will you prefer a community over another? And if you truly loved the blue flag, Mr. President, will you provide compensation for Abdul Jama of Khatumo State and 16-year-old Umar Tayyib Mal of Awdal State, young boys who were shot and killed for raising up the Somali flag in their own homes? Just like Abraham Lincoln visited the graves of his Unionists, Mr. President, will you visit Abdul and Umar's hometown of Sayla, Taleh, and Buhodle? And if some people ask you and say, why are you visiting these graves? Tell them without the dedication of heroes like Abdul and Umar Tayyib, there would be no Somali Union. God bless their soul. Thank you very much. God bless Khatumo, Awdal, and Makhir States.